my friends, so do you want to know how to make learning profitable? How can you get some, profits out of building a business online, out of learning things? Of course, there's a bunch of different ways. You can do it really the hard way, you can do it the easy way. Both of those have benefits and disadvantages, obviously. We're going to talk about that in a second, how to make learning profitable in a second. But first this. So the real question is this. What are the strategies, techniques, and tools that you need to learn to generate residual income from the e-learning boom that's happening right now? My name is Jean-Serge and welcome to Course Income Secrets. Obviously, course income secrets and talking about digital course strategies, we're talking about courses, right? Digital courses, learning, and that's what I'm kind of referring to when I talk about learning. I'm going to talk about learning. Of course, I'm talking about digital courses, online courses, ability to learn from online courses, and you can make, obviously, we all know, I'm sure you know, that you could, create a course and sell that course. And, if you had a successful course, did the marketing right and everything, you could actually generate some really good income from that, right? And I got to tell you, that's certainly a great thing to do, to actually go out there and create a course and build a course. But what about learning? What about if you're not a teacher, you don't want to really teach anything, but you love learning things, or at least you know that there's topics out there that will have an interest that you'll be interested in, that you'll want to learn. And how do you make that learning experience? You learning things, of course, I'm not talking about learning something that explains how to make money. Like, you're following you're following these episodes, you're seeing, you're hearing things, you're learning some things from me, or maybe from other mentors or other entrepreneurs out there. You're learning things that you're going to put in practice that eventually you're going to build a business from, right? But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just learning. Like, as a student, you're a student, you're learning. How do you make that profitable? How do you make that into an income generating activity? Now, there's a few different ways, but the best way that I've found, or at least the way that I personally like, is how you can promote the courses that you're learning and the platforms you're learning on, right? So all the platforms out there have similar, or they have some, abilities for you to generate some income from referring or selling courses. Like, they have affiliate programs, teachers that create courses online. They usually have, a commission, a percentage of the sale if you find a client for them, and they end up, that person ends up buying the course, and you get a commission from that, right? And there's platforms that also have the ability to promote the platform itself, and for you to get an income from somebody who signs up on that platform, right? And that's one of the things I'm doing with Click eCourse. I want to make sure that anybody who wants to promote the platform does it, because they're getting something out of it. For me, building this platform and building this community around it is yeah, of course I want something out of it, but I'm not going to get anything out of it if I'm not giving back, right? If I'm not giving back and giving away like 75% of the fees that are paid, for example, that's a lot of it, right? And the reason is because I know that it doesn't matter how hard I work at it, if I don't get other people excited about it and I don't get other people talking about it, it's not going to be a business, right? So giving away 75% of the fees, like, for example, somebody's paying $20 a month or $50 a month or $100 a month, you get 75% of that, right? 75% of that goes to you. So that's one way you promote a platform. You get a huge commission out of it, and you can generate some income from that, right? So, just imagine finding 3-4 authors that want to create courses, that want to post their courses on the platform, and you found them. So you're going to get, I don't know, it depends, right? $100, $200 a month or something, right? That's pretty cool to be able to do that, right? The other way to generate income from learning, to generate, what did I call it? Profitable, make learning profitable. Another way to make learning profitable is to promote the courses. Again, on Click eCourse, the way we're doing it is we're going to allow the authors to choose how much of the course cost is going to be given away as commissions. Now, one of the things that I'm going to do, and I'm going to promote that for others, anybody who puts a course on there, I'm going to suggest that they give away 100% of the commission, because when you're building a business online, what you're really after is a client, is a customer, is a lead, right? Somebody you can nurture and you can eventually potentially, sell other things to, or that kind of stuff, generate more income. That is how it works, right? How do you generate a lead? Well, you go out there and spend money on advertising, or you spend a lot of time word of mouth. But the other way is you have somebody else promote your product, promote your course. If your course is really that good, somebody's going to want to talk about it. Somebody's going to want to say, hey, I listened to this course. I bought this course. It was awesome. I learned so much. You should go check it out. Here's the link, right? And then they have a link, an affiliate link, which allows them to allows you, right, to get up to 100% commission on the actual course. Those are two of the ways to make learning profitable. If you buy a course and you like that course, wouldn't you love to be able to tell your friends about it? And if they bought it, don't you think you should be getting some benefit from it? Not just a thanks and, great job on getting another customer for me, right? That's not how business works. Business should work where it's a win-win, right? The business, the author gets a new client, gets a new student, even though they made $0 from getting that new client. They have this new client. That new client, chances are, is going to be a client for life. If the course is good, they're going to want to, buy the next course, or maybe go to get some training from the person, or anything, right? Because they liked the person, they liked the course, they liked the content. So that's why they're willing to give away 100% of the commission on their course, to get that customer for future sales, right? And you get the benefit of the commission by promoting that course that you love, that you learned from, and you tell your friends about it, that you get the commission from it, right? If anybody asks, you don't have to, there's ways to do that. You don't want to be like spamming the link to the course, that kind of stuff. You want to be just saying, hey, I listened to this awesome course. I learned this and this and this, and this was so cool. Let me know if you want to know more. And then you have conversation with people, and then you tell them, well, if you want the course, I can send you a link. You can search for it, but if you want to support me, here's my link, right? That kind of stuff. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed this, and if you know anybody if you know anybody you think that needs to hear this message, and please go ahead and share. I'm sure they'd appreciate it, and I would too. And this has been Course Income Secrets, the entrepreneur's blueprint to generating income from the e-learning boom. Some of your friends need to hear this message, so don't forget to share. For more content like this, go to CourseIncomeSecrets.com and make sure to subscribe and follow us here. My name is Jean-Serge. Until next time.